Little wonder people embrace almost any alternative. Cue footage of Nigel Farage.
Guffawing Admiral Akbar lookalike, pint magnate and man of the people impersonator Nigel Farage impressed a sizable chunk of the voting population with his non-racist, unracist, racistless, absolutely not racist party UKIP, whose members, when interviewed, routinely described themselves as not racist.
Totally unprompted, they brought up the issue of race.
We are not closet racists, we're not racist at all.
As do their supporters.
We've got some good policies, I think.
Such as?
Immigration. I'm not being racist, but you know.
Why do they keep having to say they're not racist? Maybe they're defensive because, as the coverage made clear, even casual passers-by keep accusing them of being racists. Oh, and homophobes.
Racist, you know, if
homophobe.
That man says racist and homophobe.
Does it? Well, there we are. I don't think we're homophobes.
Despite such hiccups, UKIP did well in May's local elections, winning 150 seats and seriously spooking the other parties. But with startling speed, Operation UKIP started to look a bit wobbly. During a tour of Edinburgh, which looked exactly the way he always imagined it did, Farage learnt his everyman charm didn't function north of the border, as depicted in uncomfortable scenes on Channel 4 News, when a group of ill-wishers serenaded him with some traditional folk-off songs.
Shove your union jack.
So this is it.
Sensing change in the air, the media began subjecting the party to more scrutiny, even asking UKIP MEP Godfrey Bloom to defend Farage's trademark lifestyle.
Perhaps he smokes and drinks too much as well.
Well, he's never pretended to be a priest, and if you don't mind me suggesting that, I regard that as a rather impertinent remark.
Well,
how dare you suggest he should smoke or drink? What the hell has it got to do with you?
A robust defence there, although it soon transpired that Bloom, a sort of blustering sitcom colonel from a previous century who'd fallen through time, wound up here and was furious about it, was the very last person Farage needed speaking up on his behalf.
Soon, Bloom had whammed his ruddy foot in it when news cameras caught him referring to a colourful imaginary kingdom that lives in his head and steals his money.
And how we can possibly be giving £1 billion a month when we're in this sort of debt to Bongo land is completely beyond.
And you can see more of Godfrey Bloom's hilarious non-PC routines on his official stand-up DVD. Apparently bemused to discover the phrase Bongo land was offensive in the future, Bloom popped up in an illuminating interview on Channel 4 News to apologise in the most unapologetic way imaginable.
Nigel Farage clearly thinks Bongo land is a racist phrase, doesn't he?
I think he does, and again, it's a generation thing. You know, I'm an older man and I don't see it that way. But if he tells me so, it must be so.
And so you still don't understand why it is?
No.
But impossibly even worse was to come. By now, Farage was doing his best to reinvigorate interest in UKIP with a grand conference in front of impressed news cameras, including an inspiring star turn from Neil Hamilton.
So it's shoulders to the wheel, noses to the grindstone, let's go forward to victory!
But this stirring scene was overshadowed by Naughty Boots Godfrey again, who was recorded using the word sluts at a UKIP meeting, which then dominated the news coverage.
I too have never cleaned behind my feet.
Bloom later explained that once again he'd misplaced his past-to-present translation dictionary and had fallen victim to the language barrier.
He explained to the BBC's Newsnight that he meant the very old-fashioned meaning of the word slut.
It means that, you know, you're untidy, you leave your kit lying around. Has your mother never called you a slut?
I don't think she has.
Perhaps you're very tidy.
By now it was clear Bloom was box office gold for the news but box office poison for UKIP, and when Channel 4's hilarious professional goader Michael Crick followed him up the street to ask why there were no black faces on the UKIP manifesto, Bloom went full Hulk.
You, sir, are a racist. Why am I a racist for saying there aren't any black people?
And you've checked out the colour of people's faces? Disgraceful. You're disgraceful.
Of course, he was actually thwacking Crick in the traditional old-fashioned sense of a thwacking, the kind of playful admonishment you'd dish out to a slut from Bongo land. By now, as the news impassively recorded, Bloom's boss Farage had to sadly acknowledge his conference had been spoilt while playing an invisible bongo.
We cannot have any one individual destroying UKIP's national conference.
And with that, Godfrey was finally cast out into the dark, or Bongo land as he probably calls it.